We are finally back with the Purdue Boilermakers. It has been far too long, and this setup is going to be a little bit different than episode 1. We're going to have 3 games in this episode. That is going to be our FCS Midwest this week in week 2, USC week 3, and then Notre Dame week 4. Coincidentally, all of them at home. If you're Purdue, you got to really like how that schedule breaks early in the season. You don't have to leave West Lafayette for a very long time. Obviously, we're coming off of the Ball State win, and we're feeling pretty good about how that one ended. It started a little bit rough. This week against FCS Midwest, we're hoping to just stay on that path the entire game. Although the first drive, they would have their way. 3rd and 3, they get the conversion over the middle, and that brings up 2nd and 4. But Sean Seabrooks is there for the sack. You can't run play action against this front. They have far too much time. 3rd and 9, now the little slip screen. They'll pick up the first down. That is not how you want to start if you're the Boilermakers. 3rd and 8 now. Making adjustments at the line, running a too high set, just 3 down linemen. He's going to take the snap, sit in the pocket. He's got all day to throw, but he's going to test this Boilermaker secondary deep. That ball is picked off. That's Ryan Turner bringing it out of the end zone. What a play to at least save the field goal. Boilermakers now in position to start their first offensive drive. 3 minutes off the clock. It's going to be a little RPO action. The give is to Malachi Thomas. He gashes up the middle for 7. They'll pick up the first down on the next play. And then this play after that, Brown going to fake the handoff to Mockabee. He gets the defender to bite, and that's the nylon Morissette wide open. What a throw from Ryan Brown. Sets his feet, fires it far down the field. That is a Boilermaker touchdown. 7-0 game. Next drive for FCS Midwest, and that 2nd and 9 run is going nowhere. DB's flying up to make that play. Brings up 3rd and 9 now. Running back goes in motion. Quarterback's going to drop back to pass. He's going to throw it short of the sticks. Defense rallies, makes the tackle, beat for the first down. He's going to give the ball back to the Boilermakers, and they're going to look to do some more damage. Going with a 5-wide set, 4-by-1 look. The throw is to Mockabee up the seam. He catches it, and the safety misses, and he outruns both defenders. That is a 1-play touchdown. Are you kidding me, Devin Mockabee? He is an unreal athlete. And they're going to get sacked on the next drive. Man, this team's feeling good. TJ Lindsey with the pass rush to break that one up. 3rd and 17 now. What can FCS Midwest do here? They're just going to run a quick screen, and the boys are going to rally, make the tackle short of the sticks, and they will get the ball right back. 1st and 10 now from the 46 after the punt return, and this is going to be a pitch out to Devin Mockabee on the speed option. He's got so much green, he has no idea what to do with it. He is all the way down to the half-yard line. That is 3 touches for him already, and he's got nearly 2 touchdowns. Unbelievable day for him so far. He will find the end zone on this one, though. That cut inside was a thing of beauty. Devin Mockabee, have yourself a day, young man. 1st and 10 now on the next Midwest drive. They're going to continue to try to throw the ball, and they're going to get sandwiched. There was like 3 defenders there in the area. I'm not sure who made the tackle. That brings up 3rd and long for the Rockers, and he's going to get pressured and then throw the ball away. TJ Lindsey again with the pass rush. RPO again, this time out to Malachi Thomas, and he's got plenty of room to run. He throws a stiff arm, gets himself inside the 10-yard line. 2 plays later, Brown going to send Mockabee in motion here. He's going to take the snap. He's going to look over the middle, and that is his tight end, Moore, for the touchdown. Boilermakers pouring it on early. This is exactly what we were hoping to see. 28-0 Purdue. Next Rocker drive, and they got pretty good field position on this one, and they're going to continue to add to it, getting all the way down to the 28-yard line. Purdue defense playing well so far. You hope they can keep that shutout and that little clean sheet that they've got going on here. Little RPO read. The quarterback's going to keep the ball, and he's going to juke a defender and get the first down, picking up 11. 5:45 left in the game. 1st and 10 now. Looks like the running back's a little bit tired. They're going to give it to him anyway, and Jamarion Harkless meets him in the backfield. That is how you make a play in the run game, big man. That brings up 3rd and 13. They're going to throw it short of the 6 and get stuffed. They're going to settle for the field goal here. Great stand by the Purdue defense to keep that to just 3. So it's the offense's turn to continue to add more. This one's going to be out to Charles Ross, and he's going to have plenty of room up this sideline. Man, they are just getting big play after big play today. Ryan Brown being decisive with the football, really working this RPO action. Malachi Thomas now with the carry up the middle. He's going to gash for 9. This offense, again, everybody getting what's theirs. Malachi Thomas still in the game here. This throw's going to be out to Magwood, and Magwood's going to fight his way up for almost a first down. He stopped short. Now 3rd and inches. Mockabee goes in motion. Bounces to the other side of the formation. They give to him. He cuts it up early, and he picks up just enough to get the first down. Now 1st and 10, they're going to go a little play action here inside the end zone, and Brown is going to fire it over the linebacker's head for his tight end yet again. That is touchdown number 2 for Moore. And I'm starting to run out of words to describe this Purdue offensive performance so far. Brown going to step back again, and he's going to find Denylon Moore set over the middle. That is a great crossing route. Throws a spin move in there for good measure. That'll put him at 1st and goal with just 35 seconds left here in the first half. And Brown is going to pick on that linebacker again, finding Moore for his 3rd first half touchdown. Are you kidding me? I think he only has 3 catches on the day. We go to the second half now where the Boilermakers are up 42-6, and this is Shane Honeycutt, the backup quarterback for the Boilermakers. He got some time to show what he was made of, and he had a little bit of an up and down performance. His accuracies aren't great, but he's got a lot of speed, and he really knows what to do when he's on the run. Here he drops back to pass, finds Malachi Thomas on a mid-screen, and Thomas is going to fight his way across the plane for another touchdown for the Boilermakers. They're now 49-6. This is exactly what you were hoping. You're a Boilermaker faithful after what kind of looked like a rough outing against Ball State. And the reason why I wanted to show you this clip is because check out this throw under pressure. It wasn't caught, but that is a beauty in what Honeycutt is capable of. Last play of the game is a give to Joyner, and they are going to win 49-9. The Purdue Boilermakers move to 2-0 and set up an interesting Week 3 matchup with the USC Trojans, both of them being undefeated. Your player of the game is Ryan Brown, 284 yards and 5 touchdowns. He was on fire today. Very nice to see him to be able to push the ball down the field. We didn't see that much in Week 1. Good to see it in Week 2. For the stats behind the game, we did a fantastic job. 503 yards of total offense. Really able to do it in both the air and on the ground. 5.2 yards per carry. That's really what we're looking for, right? And, while I was playing this game, I felt like I had a better command of the offense than I did in Week 1. It felt like I knew what I wanted to do. I knew the formations that had plays that I could go to in key downs that wouldn't put me in a position that I had no idea what I was doing. I felt like I really got back to what I wanted to be with this playbook. I thought that, we didn't really give Devin Mockabee a chance to do much in the run game, and a lot of that was by design. It's a long season, and if we don't have to run him into the ground, I don't want to, right? So we got a lot of backup action today at the running back position. Wide receivers, we were able to see a little bit more of. Really nice to see Denylon Morissette continue what he was able to do in Week 1, because he is going to be our best receiver this season, in my opinion. That brings us to Week 2 and our first conference game as well. USC making the long trip to West Lafayette, Indiana to take on the big boys of Purdue. They come in ranked as the number 24 team in the country, and off of 2 straight wins, wearing the All Blacks for this special occasion. Really had to, make this atmosphere as good as we possibly could. Feeling really good about our chances in this one. We have a big visit this week, Daquan Pettigrew, who we're in a battle with with Michigan State. If we can get a good win here, he's a speedster, man. This would help change the dynamic of our receiving room. But if we can get a good visit here, we can start putting ourselves in the top of that race with Michigan State and Indiana. Obviously, the big names here on this USC offense are Jaden Maeva, Eli Sanders, Waymon Jordan. That 2-headed running back combo is going to be a lot, but we got to worry about Makai Lemon as well and Jacoby Lane. Those 2 guys are freaks in the wide receiver room, and if we're not ready defensively in the secondary, they're going to take major, major advantage of us. They got a great tight end, too, in Lane McCree. Again, all across the board at the skill positions, they're phenomenal. It's really the offensive line where we can take advantage, where we, across the board, really are at the same or above their level, and then defensively, they're not that strong, right? The secondary is really good. DJ Harvey is obviously a fantastic corner with a lot of speed, but, we're able to kind of make it work, I believe, in that front seven and really take advantage with our ground game, especially because they're going to be active on the defensive side of the football. They're really going to throw different looks at us. So we're going to start with the ball here, 3rd and 6. We're going to throw it out to Devin Mockabee. That ball is over his head. Brown a little flustered by the pressure and will get a holding too. They will decline that, and we'll have to punt that ball away. Not the best start to our day. First play from scrimmage for the USC Trojans, and it's going to be a handoff to Eli Sanders. He's going to throw a nasty spin move, make his way up the middle. He picked up about 15 on that play. Then they're going to throw a tight end screen to McCree, and he's going to pick up 6 yards, and that's really what we worry about with this USC offense is there's so many people that you have to be ready to defend. Can we be able to consistently do it? 3rd and 2 now. Maeva going to drop back. He's going to find Lemon, and Lemon's going to pick up the first down easily. 2nd and 10 now. Maeva making checks at the line. He's going to take the snap. He's going to drop back to pass. He's going to go over the middle, and he's going to find a slot receiver, and he is going to get close to the first down, and Darius Coffey hurt on the play. That would be a big loss for our secondary. 3rd and inches, and that boy is stuffed. Eli Sanders got nowhere to go. Coffey would be okay, by the way. So the Trojans are going to line up for the field goal. This one is not too much of a troublemaker, and he's going to sneak it in that left upright. 3-0 now, Trojans up. Purdue needs to find some sort of offensive rhythm on this drive. You can't do another 3 and out. First play, Brown is going to get speared on the rollout. That is not what you want to see. He took a beating early in this one, and you'd see it again right here. A quick win inside for the defensive tackle. There would also be a holding. The Trojans accepted that penalty and pushed the Boilermakers back even further. It'll be now 2nd and 20. And really, you're just going to try and get a few back if you can. And they're going to hand it off to Mockabee, and Mockabee is going to get chased down from behind. 3rd and 20, and USC comes out in a goal line defense. Brown throws it up to Denial Morissette. He makes the catch, and he's got nobody within 20 yards of him. Are you kidding me? 91 yards on just the most baffling defensive play call I have ever seen. That's going to give this team life. Absolutely nothing going for them offensively up until that point. And all of a sudden you get a 91-yard touchdown on 3rd and 20? Are you kidding me? Here Maeva trying to use his legs to pick up the first down, but a holding penalty will bring this one back and stall the rest of their drive. So ball goes back to the Purdue offense, trying to replicate something like they just had on that last drive. Maybe they found their rhythm. Brown's going to take the snap here on 2nd and 6. Dump it out quick to Devin Mockabee. He's going to get enough for the first down. Picks up 7 there. That's how you beat the blitz. 2nd and 9 now after the 1-yard gain there on first down. They're going to pass this one out to Justin Watson on the RPO action. He's going to make this a 3rd and manageable with that cut right there. Mockabee the back to the left of Brown on 3rd and 3, and he's got plenty of room to run. He picks that one up easily, probably the easiest run he'll have all day. And Malachi Thomas got banged up pretty early in this one, so Merriweather came in relief, and he did a pretty good job picking up a first down there on that mid-halfback screen. We also had Joyner get in there in those 2-back sets that normally would be Malachi Thomas, and we're going to pass it out to him on the RPO action. He's going to get close to a first down. 3rd and 1 now. Mockabee, the lone back in the game now. Looks like they're going to run an RPO bubble, and Mockabee is going to get met in the backfield. Now going to be 4th and 4. Boilermakers are going to go for it rather than kick the field goal to extend this to a touchdown game. And Brown is going to hold this ball and get sacked. Anthony Lucas with the interior pressure quickly changing the tides in this one. And Sanders gets dropped on the next possession. That's C.J. Madden coming from the backside to make that play. 2nd and 13 now. Maeva got 2 backs back there. He's going to hand the ball off to Sanders again. And Sanders is dropped again in the backfield. Man, this Purdue defense is swarming right now. 3rd and 14. Maeva's going to drop back to pass. He's going to throw it short of the sticks. Boilermakers rally and make the tackle after just 7 yards. They get the ball right back for their offense. Brown's going to keep this one on the read option. He's going to cut upfield. Pick up a nice little 5 yards to set up a 3rd and 5. He's making checks at the line of scrimmage now. He's going to bring more set in motion across the formation. He's going to take the snap. He's going to look underneath, and that's Magwood. Magwood's got plenty of room, and he's going to pick up that first down easily. Now 1st and 10, 6:09 remaining in the first half. Little slot screen to Morissette again, but that is a flag, and that's going to come back for a holding. It's not like they picked up much there in the first place. That's going to make this next play even harder. And it would drop them to 3rd and 21, and Maccabee was able to pick up 9 here on that 3rd down, but they would be forced to punt the ball away. And this punt was awesome. This one bounces at the 6-yard line and then goes out of bounds at the 2. That is special teams royalty right there. And on the next play, USC would get out of it. Maeva with the keeper on the read option picks up 22. Boilermakers caught on the no huddle, and Sean Seabrooks is supposed to be out there in coverage, and instead it is a big play for Mekhi Lemon. Sanders with another carry. He breaks the Seabrooks tackle, but then is met again and dropped at the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 11 now. Sanders in motion. They're going to throw it short of the sticks. That one is Jacoby Lane, and he's going to make a move but be short of the 1st down. Or the one they're going to be forced to punt the ball away, and this one is going to go out of the end zone. Purdue's going to take over at the 20-yard line. 2 minutes remaining. This 3rd and 3 is going to be huge to see if they can get points before the half. They're going to throw this one out on an RPO flat to Moore, and Moore's going to pick up the 1st down. 1:56 remaining now. Brown making some checks to the protection. He's going to throw it to Charles Ross, and Ross is going to break a tackle, and he's going to find his way almost to that 1st down marker, would be just short. Now 2nd and 10 after picking up that 1st down, throwing an incomplete pass. Brown's going to take the snap. He's going to throw it underneath. That's going to be Denylon Morissette, who picks up 6 and makes this a 3rd and short. Brown takes the snap. Trojans bring pressure, ball out quick, but that is incomplete. Purdue's going to be forced to punt the ball away again. 2 punts now from plus territory, not what you want to see if you're this offense. Just a minute here left in this first half, and Maeva is going to fake the give, and he's going to get sacked. That is pressure from up the middle. That is TJ Lindsey with the sack. 3rd and 16, Maeva making checks at the line. He's going to roll out of the pocket, or at least thought about it, and then check it down to his receiver. Boilermakers get the ball back. Can they do something before the half? 46 seconds left, 1st and 10. Brown going to take the snap. He's going to go down, though. And that would take us to the end of the first half. Your Purdue Boilermakers lead 7-3 over 24-ranked USC. Not a pretty first half by any measure, but the Boilermakers using that big play from Denylon Morissette to keep this lead. USC would start the second half with the ball, and Maeva on the first play would check it down to Eli Sanders. Sanders breaks the tackle, throws another spin move in there, and gets close to a 1st down, but it is 2nd and inches. Sanders still in the game to the left of Maeva. The give will be to him, and he's going to get dropped behind the line of scrimmage, and this Purdue defense is keying in on him and making his life hell. But he would find his tight end, McKee, on the very next play and pick up the 1st down. 2nd and 4 now, Maeva going to scramble for it, and he's got plenty of room to run, but it looks like there's a flag down, and it's going to be another holding penalty on USC. That'll make it 3rd and 14 now. Maeva's going to try to do everything he can to pick up this 1st down, but that play was not the one you needed to call to do so. Boilermakers get the ball right back, and Maccabee on the first play of the second half for Purdue is going to find a lot of room. He's averaging nearly 6 yards a carry. Malachi Thomas in the game now, but the pass is going to be out to Denylon Morissette. Morissette is going to make a move and get down to the 46-yard line. 3 catches, 116 yards so far today for him. He's going to get it again here. He's going to pick up another 6 yards, make that 7. He's having himself quite the day. Brown going to keep this on the zone read now. He's going to find some space, and he's going to pick up a 1st down of his own. This Purdue offense is moving on their first drive of the second half. Brown is going to get hit, and he's going to get sacked, though. He held that one for far too long. They pick up 6 yards on 2nd down, making it 3rd and 14. They go 3-by-1 set. Brown making checks to the protection at the line of scrimmage. And there's a busted coverage on the back end, and that is a touchdown. Magwood was wide open. That was almost immediate. It looked like some sort of corner blitz, and the Boilermakers take advantage, and then they're going to get a sack fumble. That's D'Amico Kennedy applying the pressure. They do recover, though, but it makes 2nd and 21, and Maeva is going to get sacked again. This Purdue pass rush is unbelievable so far to start this season. 3rd and 26. They're bringing in the big boys now. Maeva got plenty of time, though. He's going to have to check it down. Still found nothing. Lemon gets nothing, and he's going to fumble the football. Purdue recovers. They've got the ball in a great field position. Are you kidding me? They're already in the red zone. 2nd and 9 now. Maccabi, plenty of room and blockers. Are you serious? 21-3 now. Purdue leads. I don't think anybody saw this coming. Sanders going to get dropped again in the backfield. This defense is playing out of its mind right now. They're the sole reason that the game is where it's at. The pressure again almost gets to Maeva. He does sit in there and find Lemon over the middle, though, and that makes it a 3rd and short. Give is not to Sanders. Maeva's going to keep it, and he's going to pick up the 1st down. They've been keying on Sanders all game long. You knew at some point Maeva was going to keep it again like he did when they were on their own, too. This throws out quickly to Lemon, but he's tackled short of the 1st down. That brings up 4th and 1. They need to pick this up to feel good about their position. And Sanders is going to break a tackle. He's going to break another tackle. But the Purdue Boilermakers, like they have all day long, have rallied and make the stop. Ensuing possession, they face a 3rd and 3, and that ball is dropped. They would have to either punt it or go for it. Looks like they are going to go. And there was an offsides by the USC corner there. That is going to be a free 5 yards and a 1st down. But they would face 3rd and 7 yet again. The throws out to Nitro Togo. First time we're hearing him today, and he picks up 3. They're going to go for it again here on 4th and 4. The throw out to Maccabi, but the disguised blitz got to Brown. He thought he was going to have Maccabi free and easy, but that was not the case. Maeva on 1st and 20 after a holding penalty gets 10 of those back on the scramble. He's going to drop back to pass again here on 2nd and 10. He's going to find his guy, Mekhi Lemon, who has been his biggest target all day long to make this 3rd and 2. They've struggled on short yardage so far this game. Would they be able to pick this one up here? That's the question. The throw is going to be out to the left on the RPO, and they would. That's a nice spin move and broken tackle to pick up the yards needed for 1st down. 2nd and 2, the throw is going to be out to McKee. McKee's got plenty of blockers, too. He makes a man miss as well. He's going to be all the way down to the 36-yard line. 1st and 10, just 3:15 left in this one. Maeva over the middle. McKee drops it. That was a monstrous hit to jar that ball loose. 2nd and 10 now. Purdue bringing a little bit of heat, but Maeva stands strong in the pocket and delivers over the middle, picking up the 1st down. And they would start to go a little up-tempo. They don't have much time left, and they're down 18 points. That is 3 scores. You're going to need a lot of scores here. Jamarion Harkless wins inside and flushes out Maeva, and he's going to get sacked. What a play by that Purdue pass rush yet again, making Maeva's life uncomfortable back there in the pocket. They go no huddle yet again. Sanders to the right of Maeva now. He's going to go out for a pass, and the throw is going to be short, but it will pick up 9 yards, making this a 3rd and manageable. Again, they go no huddle. They got to score quickly. Sanders to the right of Maeva. Looks like the slot is uncovered. They're going to bring some heat, and that throw is going to be to the end zone. That is a touchdown. They finally get in the end zone. They need an onside kick. They need a couple onside kicks, in fact, but this one would be caught by Morissette. And that would be close to the 2-minute warning, which essentially gives USC 4 timeouts, but they would need to get the stops and prevent Purdue from getting 1st downs. Brown gets it out quickly to Maccabi. He makes a move, and he turns on the burners. He's got room. He's going to score. Are you kidding me? Are you serious? The first play after USC scores, the Boilermakers punch right back and make it 18 once again. Unbelievable. First play of the next USC drive, they're going backwards. Sanders is tackled in the backfield. Here they fake it to him, but dish it out to him in the pass game. He's going to make a couple of moves, spin around, but get tackled after picking up 16. The clock is still moving. Tick, 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 tick. Minute 50 left. Maeva making adjustments with his receivers. He's an empty set right now. He's going to throw it underneath. That's going to be Jacoby Lane. He's going to fight his way for a 1st down. Gets all the way up to the 36-yard line. Minute 41 left now. Maeva working the 2-minute. He's going to throw it up the seam. What a dart. That is exactly what you were looking for if you were the USC offense. They're going to go no huddle again. Minute 30 now. Clock keeps moving. Maeva dropping back again. He's going to go over the top. Eli Sanders got a step, and he is gone. That's what happens when you go man coverage against this team. You get burned. They make this an 11-point ball game. And the onside kick is recovered by USC. This game is not over yet, folks. Maeva going to narrowly avoid a sack there. There's a minute 22 left. They still need 2 scores, though. This one's going to get out quickly. The Boilermakers rally and tackle him short of the sticks and in bounds. Those are both key. The clock does not stop unless the ball is out of bounds, an incomplete pass, and it stops for a second if you get it first down to reset the chains. They get another first down there, so the clock will stop until they get ready. They do call a timeout, though. 1st and 10. Minute left. Maeva out quickly to Lemon. Lemon gets tackled after just 6 yards. They spike the ball. 50 seconds left now. Maeva looking over the middle. He's going to find Lemon sitting underneath, and he picks up the first down. They go hurry up and spike it again. 40 seconds left. Now Maeva stepping up in the pocket. He's going to run for it. He slides short of the first down. They need to call their last timeout. 35 seconds left, and the hope is slowly slipping away. Maeva dancing in the pocket. He's going to throw it underneath to Sanders, and Sanders is going to get wrapped up at about the 10-yard line. 24 seconds left now. After the spike, Maeva empty set. He's looking underneath. That ball is off the helmet, I believe, of his center. Kind of a flat trajectory on that one. Sanders in motion here on 3rd and 10. Maeva going to step up in the pocket. He's going to run. He's going to slide. 4th and 6. They got to go. They're not going to have enough time to get a touchdown here and the onside kick and then score again. Last play of the game. 7 seconds left. Maeva dropping back to pass. Looks like he's going to try to run again. He's dancing around the pocket. He's going to pull this ball down. Clock's hit 000. This game is over, and Purdue has done it. They have pulled off the upset of the number 24 ranked USC Trojans and start Big Ten play 1-0. Head coach Corey Glade has told us this season that this team is going to grit and grind its way to wins, and that win right there is the perfect encapsulation of that mentality. Unbelievable start to this new era of Purdue football. Offensively, you played really well. It struggled early on to get anything going, but that Denylon Morris, that 91-yard touchdown really turned things around. Really don't know what USC was doing there. Defensively, we played about as well as I could have asked. They have a lot of weapons that have a lot more speed than we do on the defensive side of the ball, and they played phenomenally. We really tried to keep everything in front of us. Obviously, we went man coverage that one time. Eli Sanders burned us over the top. That stuff is going to happen, right? But I feel like we did a good job of getting our best players involved and trying to do more than just run RPO, because I feel like we were getting a little too one-dimensional with that in the early part of the game, and with how fast they are up front, USC is, and how much pressure they like to bring. I felt like that was going to be something that we needed to avoid doing, was just having those slow developing plays to allow them to come down the field and really crash on us. You know, Mekhi Lemon did what Mekhi Lemon usually does. 9 catches, 86 yards. We're okay with that. That's fine. We'll let him beat us in that way. But, you know, he didn't beat us over the top, which was awesome. Like, we kept everything in front of us. We tackled. We didn't let him do much elsewhere. Really impressed overall with that victory. That brings us to week 4, and this one is even bigger because it's a rivalry game. Notre Dame travels just a few miles south. And when I say a few, it's like, 60 miles south to take on the Purdue Boilermakers, and freshman CJ Carr is going to quarterback the Fighting Irish. They are the number 11 team in the country, but they did lose that week 1 game to Miami in Miami. So they are winless this season on the road. Obviously, the guy we got to focus on is Jeremiah Love. Jadarian Price is no slouch as that second option at the running back position. But if you don't stop Jeremiah Love, you're not beating Notre Dame. It's as simple as that. And listen, this is going to take a lot of luck and team effort to beat this team. They are too talented up front. They are too talented at the skill positions. Obviously, you see that. They're a 92 overall. Offensively, defensively, literally no weaknesses at any position other than quarterback. We have to do our best to take advantage of any turnovers that we get, of any good field position that we get, and not give those things to Notre Dame, because they will make us pay. So if we can focus on stopping Jeremiah Love in that rushing attack, obviously Leonard Moore speaks for himself, then we can feel comfortable if CJ Carr beats us. We don't want to let Jeremiah Love beat us. We want CJ Carr to beat us. We want to make him do it. Obviously, you see that the last outing wasn't great. Notre Dame won 66-7, and that was playing in the minds of all of the players and Coach Corey Glade. Even though most of these guys are new, first play of the game for the Boilermakers, and that throws out to Devin Mockbee. He makes them 3 guys miss. Are you kidding me? And throws a stiff arm, 27 yards off rip. Oh, man. Got to feel good about that first play if you're the Boilermakers. After a holding penalty, now it's 1st and 20. The throw's going to be out to Mockbee again. That's 2 plays for him already in the passing game. He's already got 56 yards receiving. That makes it 2nd and 7. They're going to throw it out to Malachi Thomas now, and he's got plenty of room. He makes a man miss an open space. They're inside the 10-yard line. This is unbelievable from this Purdue offense. And they're going to get all the way down to the 1. This toss is going to be out to Devin Mockbee, and he just has enough speed to outrun the defenders. And just like that, Purdue is up 7-0 on Notre Dame. That was one of the best offensive drives we've seen from that team this season. First play for Notre Dame is stuffed. Jeremiah Love have nothing there. But on 2nd and 10, they're going to find a lot more room on the bubble screen. That's going to pick up plenty to make this a very interesting rest of the drive there in plus territory. Now CJ Carr going to take the snap. Jeremiah Love to his right. He's going to throw it over the middle, finding his tight end. He picks up the first down. This is what you're worried about with the Notre Dame offense, but CJ Denali gets the sack and is picked up by Notre Dame. But that at least will tame the offensive flow a little bit. You got to block him with more than just one, man. Definitely don't roll out in his direction. CJ Carr going to stand in the pocket here. Flag down. Is it holding? It looks like it is. Move them back 10 yards. That would essentially kill their drive, so they'd have to settle for the field goal. Here's a snap. That ball is blocked. Oh my gosh. Oh my God, they're going to pick it up. Oh my God. They're going to run it back for a touchdown. Purdue is going to go up 14-0 on Notre Dame in the first quarter. Are you kidding me? I have never seen anything like this. This Purdue team is all over Notre Dame right now in all 3 facets of the game. This is unbelievable. Notre Dame's going to answer by getting the ball out to Jeremiah Love. You got to get the ball in the hands of your best playmaker, and he's going to fight for a first down. They're going to hand it to him here on first down, I would imagine. Yes, they do. But he is met. This Purdue defense is everywhere. Hershey in on the tackle on that one. 3rd and 10 now. CJ Carr going to drop back. Only 3 on the rush. He's going to throw this one out of bounds. Just nothing doing there. And man, this Purdue defense, they're playing really well so far this season. Next drive for Purdue. Brian Brown going to fake the give, roll out. He's going to find his tight end, Lance. Lance has got plenty of room to work with. That picks up a very easy first down. 3rd and 8 now, though. They're going to throw it out to Moore, and Moore's going to have plenty of room as well. And Jesus, this is unbelievable. I mean, I'm not used to seeing this much space for this Purdue offense, and especially considering how good this Notre Dame defense is, this is shocking. Magwood on the catch over the middle. He picks up a first down. This is unbelievable. Nitro Tuggle in at running back now. They're going to fake the give to him, and Brown is going to get eaten alive. 2nd and 15 now after the 5-yard loss on first down. Looks like it's going to be a screen to Mockbee. Mockabee's going to make a man miss up the field. He's only going to pick up 5, making this a 3rd and long. Tuggle back in the game. Now they go 4 wide. Tight end Moore in the slot. The give is to Tuggle on a draw, and he's going to get enough for the first down. What a run by Nitro Tuggle. Looks like they're trying to get him more involved on the offensive side of the ball. 3rd and 11 now, though, so didn't make anything out of that. That ball is going to be dropped over the middle, and they're going to have to settle for a field goal. Purdue is going to knock this one through and go up 17-0 on the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, who are ranked 11th in the country. It's still the first half, but man, you got to feel like this is a must-score drive for Notre Dame after what's happened so far. That's a really nice throw over the middle for CJ Carr. Love in motion here on 2nd and 10. Carr going to pump, but he's going to throw it to him anyway, and Love's got plenty of room to work. He picks up 13 all the way to the 46-yard line. Carr going to drop back again, and he's going to test this secondary deep. That's Jeremiah Love he's looking for, but that pass is batted down. 3rd and 10 now for the Notre Dame offense. 2:24 left in the first half. Love goes in motion. They give it to him inside, and he is going to get stuffed. 4th and 5. This defense rallying. They're going to line up for the field goal again. This one is a long one, but this one is going to be true through the middle of the uprights, and it's 17-3. So you make it a 2-score game again. you can kind of relax, take a step back if you're Notre Dame. Purdue is trying to keep the pedal to the metal, though. Brown going to throw it over the middle. He's going to very much airmail that pass over the head of his receiver. Pressure got to him, it looked like. It's going to be 3rd and 4, minute 49. You got to be careful not to give too much time left to this Notre Dame offense to try and put something together before the half. That holding penalty on Jalen St. John will not go over well with the coaching staff. So they're going to throw it on third. And it looks like there's another flag. I think it's on St. John. Again, it is. That's back-to-back holding penalties for him that just absolutely destroys this Purdue drive. And it's going to give the Notre Dame offense the ball right back with just a minute 35 left in all 3 timeouts. They're going to give it to Love on first down. Interesting play call there. He only picks up 3. They go no huddle now, clock ticking. They're going to look to the sideline, wasting time. CJ Carr going to take the snap now, though. He's going to look over the middle, and he's going to try to run for it, but he's going to get sacked. Is that CJ Madden? He had a nice game last week. Looks like he's making plays here again, stopping CJ Carr from getting anything going. 3rd and 9 now. Just a minute 10 left. Damn, they've lost a lot of time. That ball is picked off. The pressure gets to CJ Carr and causes an errant throw. Oh my gosh, and now Purdue is in scoring position. This is unbelievable. The throw is going to be out to Mockabee. That was a risky one by Ryan Brown. He's going to be careful where he's throwing that pass. And again, he's going to throw it into coverage. This is, I'm not sure what happened to him, but he is now looking a little antsy behind the pocket. 3rd and 14, you need to get back into field goal range. And they would. Magwood falling forward and at least giving this field goal a shot. And that thing is right down the middle. Great kick there from distance to make this a 17-point ball game yet again as we head to halftime. Purdue up 20-3 on Notre Dame. Not sure how many people saw this one coming, averaging 5.2 yards per play. Haven't been able to run the ball much, but have been able to get it done through the air. First play of the second half for Notre Dame. CJ Carr going to keep this one on the give. He's got room to run, and the ball comes out again, but it is picked up by, looks like that was Jalen Greathouse. CJ Carr has been very, very sloppy with the ball. 2nd and 3 is stuffed. Jeremiah Love having absolutely no success on the ground, and he's going to get boxed up again. 4th and 2. Notre Dame is going to have to go for it here. And Love is going to get dropped in the backfield. Jamarion Harkless making the play. Unbelievable effort from that Purdue defensive line to make this stand there on that 2nd and 3rd and 4th and short. Unreal stuff. Brown going to get hit, going to get sacked there on 2nd and 13. He's going to bring up 3rd and 18. Malachi Thomas now the running back in the game. He's going to get the carry. He's going to have a lead blocker, but he's going to get tackled after just 2 yards, giving the ball right back to Notre Dame. 7 minutes left in the 3rd quarter now, and CJ Carr is going to get flushed a little bit. He's going to have room to run, though. Picks up 5 before sliding down. The 2nd and 5, he's going to throw it out to his tight end on the RPO action. He's going to pick up the first down. Love in the backfield to the right of Carr, and they give it to him. He makes man miss. He's going to fight a little bit to pick up 4, and Jeremiah Love comes up a little bit banged up. That's going to be something to watch. Jadarian Price now in the game for Love as he takes a little bit of a breather on the sideline. The give is going to be him. It looks like an outside zone, and Price has got room. He's going to throw a spin move out there. Man, and maybe a change of pace is exactly what this Notre Dame offense needed. 1st and 10 now. Price is still in the game. Throw's going to be out to the tight end. There's nobody out there. He's going to pick up plenty for the first down and then some. 2nd and 6, Price, the back to the left of CJ Carr. CJ Carr going to get this one out quick to his tight end. And the tight end has been killing us the past couple of drives. 2nd and 10 now. CJ Carr commanding a great drive. He's going to fake the give to Price. He's going to throw it out left, and that ball is caught. 3rd and 2 set up now for the Notre Dame offense. Price in the game as the running back. Purdue brings 4. They get pressure on Carr, but he stands in the pocket and delivers to Greathouse over the middle, who holds onto it through contact. Looks like Jeremiah Love is back in the game now, looking healthy as ever, but that doesn't matter. CJ Madden with another sack. That's CJ on CJ crime right there. 2nd and 14. Carr going to roll out. He's going to find his receiver over the middle on the run. What a nice pass from him. That picks up the first down. Love to the left of Carr. He goes in motion. 1st and goal. Carr pumps. He's going to get dropped in the backfield. He is sacked, and he looked a little banged up at the end of that play. We will see the backup quarterback now. That is Kenny Minchie at quarterback for Notre Dame now. They're going to bring a man in motion. They're going to give it to Jeremiah Love. He's going to throw a stiff arm and get down inside the 10. Give to Janarian Price on 3rd and goal is going nowhere. And that's going to force Notre Dame to settle for another field goal. This Purdue red zone defense has been phenomenal so far this season. It would give their offense another opportunity to extend their lead in this one. It's now a 14-point ball game. Try to get this one back out to 3 scores, but that would be no good. Nitro Tuggle tackled short of the first down marker. That would give the ball back to Notre Dame with solid field position. Price goes nowhere on first down, 2nd and 10. And Carr's back in the game now, and that throw is out quickly, and that picks up 8. 3rd and 2 now, Price in motion. They're going to throw it out to him, and he's got some room, and he's going to pick up the first down, break a couple of tackles, try to spin again. That one was into contact, though not exactly the smartest move. Carr, play action. He's got room to run, and he's going to pull it down and do so. He picks up another first down all the way down to the 30-yard line. 2nd and 7 now, Price to the back. And he's going to get stuffed in the backfield. That was C.J. Madden again. That dude has been everywhere for this defense. 3rd and 11 now, and it's going to be Minchie again back in the game. Not sure what happened there with C.J. Carr, but he picks up the first down. Minchie again out to the sidelines. He's going to find his guy, picks up a first down. 1st and goal now, 4:35 remaining. Minchie drops back to pass. He's going to try to throw it to Price, and that ball is going to be picked off. Powell with the great hands and anticipation. He's going to run this one back. Doesn't have the greatest speed, but it's going to get all the way to the 49-yard line. Are you kidding me? This Purdue red zone defense, I'll keep saying it until I'm blue in the face. Unbelievable effort from them here today. Devin Mockabee on the stretch run gets 9. That's a very good 2nd and 1 opportunity. Malachi Thomas in the game now. He goes in motion across the formation, and he's going to fight his way for the first down on the inside zone carry. Nitro Tuggle in the game now. He's going to cut up the field, pick up 2. Clock still running. This is exactly what you want if you're Purdue. 2:30 left. The give is to Mockabee, and Maccabee's going to meet a lot of Notre Dame defenders, and he's going to come out a little shaken up. Hopefully he's okay. That would be a very, very bad loss for this offense. 3rd and 6 now. That ball is going to be ripped away from Moore. That's going to stop the clock, but it will give them an opportunity to make another long field goal, and they would. 23-6 now. That is that 17-point lead, the 3 scores that you were looking for with 2:15 left. It feels like it's probably out of reach for Notre Dame, which feels wild to say if you're a Purdue Boilermaker faithful. The fact that they are even in this game, let alone winning it, feels absolutely surreal. But you still got to get to triple zeros. And the Kenny Minchie offense is slowly moving up the field, taking chunk after chunk. 3rd and 4. Price the back on this one. And Minchie's going to roll out left. He's going to find a little seam, and he's going to try to force this one down the field. That one could have very easily been picked off. Instead, it is batted away. 4th and 4. The Boilermakers get a stop here. They win this ball game. Minchie drops back to pass. He throws it over the middle. That ball is broken up, and the Purdue Boilermakers are going to win this football game. Nitro Tuggle seals it with that run. Are you serious right now? Corey Glade is one of the best coaches in all of America. To take this team and win not only their first 4 games, but beat 2 top 25 teams, beat one of their biggest rivals, who is just a far better historical program than they are, and do so in convincing fashion. Are you serious right now? And wait until you see the stats. With 183 yards of total offense, they won that game. All 3 facets of the game, all 3 phases of the game played absolutely phenomenal. Could not have won that game without special teams. Could not have won that game without defense playing their game of their life in the red zone. And you could not have won that game without very, very timely plays from Ryan Brown, Devin Mockabee, heck, even Nitro Tuggle today. That is an effort that I am so proud of from this team. You know, I feel like if we play that game 100 times, we probably lose 99 of them, if I'm being honest. But we won this one. And this is the one that's going to go on the scoreboard. This is the one that's going to go on our end of season recap. It's the one that matters. And I'm super proud of the boys. Super proud of the way we've played so far this season. You know, I feel like it's only up from here. And we've now put ourselves in a really good position, which is crazy in year 1, to compete for the college football playoff. Let's go to recruiting and see how we're doing there. Recruiting heading into week 5. We are in first place on George Roche, an elusive bruising back that I am very, very intrigued by. We don't know a ton about him. If you are new here, I don't do full scouting. I usually just go about a third of the way. I really like what I'm seeing. Those bars are in good spots. He's got a good juke move for being an elusive bruiser. It's really just us in Kansas, and we finally jumped the Jayhawks in our rankings, which is nice. Alani Holiday is another guy that we're going heavy after. Our hard sell isn't great for him, but it's gonna have to do, right? It's probably gonna be this brand exposure one because I don't think you can do those combined with academic prestige. So we'll do that one. We got him on a visit coming up on week 6. For Connor Adai, he's basically set to come play for us. We got to hard sell him as well. But overall, I mean, I think I really like what we're doing in this recruiting class. We're getting playmakers at positions that I think we're going to need to backfill after this season. We're focusing on the offensive line and Joey Preston. He's got a week 6 visit as well. We are hard selling him, and we look to be in pretty good position to get him. Tyrone Wicks is a elusive route runner. Would really help our team's ability to get open because we do struggle to do that right now. We are going to schedule him for a visit, and because everybody else is coming during the Illinois week, why not bring him as well? I believe this will be the 4th visit during this week. So he will take over that. And then the quarterback that we're going after is Ari Tejada. Time to bring him on a visit as well. We'll bring him during the Rutgers game. For him, we're really focusing on somebody who's got the decent throw power. He's going to be able to run a little bit so we can continue to run those RPO looks and actions. Another guy I was looking at was Joey Woollyhand. He just doesn't really feel like a great fit right now. We'll see if that sticks or not. But, looking at the other positions, Felix Carlisle is another running back, another elusive running back, the bruiser style, that is a potential get for us. If we, focusing on Roche right now, and then we'll see what we can do elsewhere. But if we can add a die and Wicks, then we're looking at 2 guys that can get open. Pettigrew was a guy I really liked just because of his speed. It looked like he was going to be one of those burners. He stays in state and goes to Michigan State. And then we're not really in on Ezekiel Torre. Might as well just take him off now. Tight end, we haven't looked at anybody. It's for offensive tackle, it's the 3 stars that we're really looking at. And it's specifically Taj Johns and George Chavez. And those are the guys that we're really focusing on right now. Chavez out of California, so we're probably not gonna bring him on a visit anytime soon. But to bring Taj Johns, I think, is probably a good call against that Rutgers game. I think we can actually. What do I want to give him? Brand exposure. Yeah, we'll give him brand exposure. Let's see what his thing is. Could be this one. Could be this one. See, that's the thing. We haven't scouted him really enough to know. I don't feel like taking a chance just yet. But we do have 10 points in both of those guys. Guard, we're focusing on, as I mentioned, Joey Preston. We also have Don Busby. And then at center, we're just kind of going to take whoever's left out of these 3 guys. I wasn't really moved by any of them. In terms of the edge rushing position, that it's our strongest position right now, but we're really going after Leo Cockrell and Timote Mapu. So it's going to be tough to bring these guys in on a visit. Cockrell we might be able to, a little bit sooner than Mapu. Mapu's from Hawaii, so it's going to take us all of those points to get him. The Mike linebacker position, we're looking at these 2 guys. It really is going to be Alex LeCount right now. He's a thumper. And then we've already got John, really emphasize that. But we are going after some other corners. Corner right now is the weakest position for the future on our team. And then Lyle Rowe is going to commit to Indiana here pretty soon, so we're going to take him off. And then we're going to really turn our focus to Jermichael Tinker. We'll give him 10 points. And then in the strong safety spot, Ronnie Zimmer is really the guy that we're going heavy after. It's time for us to really get in on him. We'll give him his hard sell, really start to separate from the pack here. There it is. And then we'll also bring him on a visit as well. Talk about that conference prestige. And then we have 25 points left. I really want to start, rounding out this board. We've got a couple of guys set up for visits. But I'm thinking that, we might try and, because nobody's really going after Felix Carlisle, we might try and sneak in there on him and just focus on some of these 3 stars a little bit later. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to start throwing some points on Carlisle. I mean, he's kind of the same level of back that Roche is. I just liked Roche a little bit more. But because nobody really seems to be going after him, why not get 2 4-star running backs, right? Especially if Roche's got the A-plus playing time, even with Carlisle still on the board. So that's recruiting. That's where we're at right now. We have just one recruit 5 weeks in. We are making some progress elsewhere. Really hoping to get, this top of the board figured out and nailed down. We'll put Pettigrew on the bottom just in case something changes with that brand exposure, because he is a difference maker that I would really like to have on our team. But that week 6 visit week against Illinois is going to be very important. And in fact, because it's that's next week and we're on a bye, let's just go to it right now. So this is a big game against Illinois. I don't know how we're at the position where we are in terms of, Kentucky or Kansas is closing that gap so slightly. I don't like that. I'm not sure how we're at the point where we're at. What? Brand exposure? How? Okay, so this is not good. How? I don't understand how we went from a C+ to a C. We are undefeated. We've beaten a handful of teams we've beaten 2 top 25 teams. That just doesn't make any sense. We might lose out on both Tyrone Wicks and Felix Carlisle because of that, which sucks big time. Wow, I cannot believe that. So we have 45 points to use this week from those visits. Well, I mean, I really don't know. Let's go hard after Tejada. Let's just get him in there. He's going to be pro potential and probably campus lifestyle and athletic facilities, which is not, it's not a lot that we're going to be able to offer him. Let's just give these 2 their 10 points, and we'll actually, get a die on a visit as well, because why not? Okay, so it looks like we will get Alani Holiday to commit, assuming all goes well this week, which is massive for us, but I still can't believe this. And then we'll give our last 5 points to one of these offensive linemen. Give to George Chavez. But that's the recruiting update. So that's the full list. Hopefully Tyrone Wicks and Felix Carlisle pop out of that deal breaker. I just don't understand, how that happened to us. We were off last week. But thank you all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Catch you on the flip. See ya.